All right. How's it going? Thank you for sitting down and doing this with us, man. I just want to kind of ask you a little bit of background questions about yourself and kind of what you're up to, who you are,
Cool.
where you're from, and we'll get going and kind of see where it takes us.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So we're here in Las Vegas at the moment. Would you mind introducing yourself and what you do?
Yeah, my name is Rich Hartman. I own Ridgeside K9 NorCal up in Northern California. We do pet dogs and police dogs, and I also host Police K9 Radio podcast mainly for police K9 handlers and military handlers.
Awesome. And it's one of the few podcasts that I listen to, and I know a lot of our followers listen to. What led you to kind of start that podcast?
I started off as a police K9 handler myself. I handled 3 dogs for a Northern California agency. Left that, started training police dogs for Greg Tawney, the other host of Police K9 Radio, and is what we realized is we wanted to get a lot of information to our handlers and the other trainers, and the best way to do it is to go out in the world and find out who's doing what. Our biggest fear is that we kind of get locked into our own program, our own style of training, and fail to improve and progress.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you kind of did it, so it's like an information hub almost.
It is. That's the only where the podcast is not monetized at all. We just do it because we're kind of dog dorks and we want to get more information, and we just get people on so we selfishly can learn more and then pass that on to young and older handlers who don't have that information. We know there's a big spectrum of the country that doesn't get a lot of touch from really high level trainers, and we want to be able to pass that information on.
Absolutely. So speaking specifically on the police K9 stuff, what's something that you've seen kind of change over the years?
Compulsion is the biggest thing. When I started, the only option for training your dog was to throw some type of compulsive collar on it and make it do everything. Make it sit, make it heel. If you wanted to get an out, you created an extremely uncomfortable position for the dog, usually pain compliance, to get the dog to out. There was never any toys or treats, anything like that was completely prohibited, and we just didn't do well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. And then like to see the progressions, where it's come from. And I think I haven't been in the police K9 world for that long, but just in that short period of time that I was here, I've seen pretty drastic changes.
Well, you guys are a big reason for that. I mean, you, Carlos, the guys that are getting out and spreading kind of the gospel of like, hey, there's a better way. There's a better way to decoy. There's a better way to get information to the dog. It's important. And now it's 2022. You can get on YouTube. I can book a class with you. You're here from Canada. I'm here from Northern California. It's not hard to go find information unless you have your head in the sand.
Yeah, no, for sure. And so you're with, you own Ridgeside NorCal.
Right.
What are there common things that you see when it comes to training, the police dogs that you've worked with to just the regular pet dogs?
Yeah, communication. I mean, if I were to hand, a new handler, a young police dog, and if I were to go, work with, a senior citizen with a Frenchie, the first thing I would have them do is sit down for a week or two and hand feed their dog, get to know their dog, develop a bond. Let the dog learn, especially with the police dogs, let the dog learn to trust the handler before you have to go out there, and you may have to correct your dog as a handler or as a normal citizen with a dog. But if you start off your relationship with yanking on your dog and your dog doesn't know you or trust you or believe in you, why would they accept that? And with a police dog, the consequences are you're going to get bit.
Yeah,
and you might get bit anyway. I mean, disclaimer, you might get bit by your dog anyway, but why stack the deck in the dog's favor? Like, let's create a relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. If you could give one piece of advice to someone that wants to get into the police K9 world as a handler, what would that be? There's a new handler that's coming out, green, never had a dog before. What's a piece of advice that you would give them?
I think the big thing now, like I said, get online, look around where you are. If you're in a good place and there's some good people that are doing good things with dogs, and you can look around. Like if the dog's willingly doing things and doing it well, and the handler seems to have a good relationship with the dog, and you don't see a lot of compulsion happening, then talk to the people around you and get information. Be a sponge. Go to as many places as you can. Look at different agencies, look at different training, and look at one like that fits what you think you want to have with your dog.
All right, so we're thank you for doing this with me, man. And we just kind of broke away at lunchtime to get this in. I value what you do and what you bring to the table. So I thought it would be really cool to give that ability to some of my followers that may not know you specifically. So the ones that don't, which they all should already, where can they find you?
We're Ridgeside K9 NorCal. We're on Facebook, Instagram for those kind of things. Our dog training side, work with Greg Tawney at DTAC K9, DTAC K9. That's the police dog side of things. And likewise, I appreciate what you do. I mean, the reason I knew you were going to be down here in Vegas is because we follow you all the time, watch your YouTube stuff, watch your training stuff. It's K9s United also, like we're big fans of K9s United. It's great to see all the information getting out there and people not staying in their bubble. I mean, again, if you have a trainer that's like, hey, don't go look anywhere else, like we're the only show in town, run somewhere else.
Red flag.
Yeah, exactly. Bail as fast as you can, but don't get yourself in trouble.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you.